Hey, what's up? Ian here, and today I'd like to talk about this EPZ K1s. It is 1DD plus 1BA IEM, and the retail price for this is $40 US, and it's available on EPZ's AliExpress store. And if you are interested, do check out the unaffiliated link in the description below. Now, in this video, I'm going to go through the accessories, design, build quality, fit and comfort, and my sound impression of this, and of course, I'll conclude if this is worth your $40 US or not. Now, this video will have time chapters, so please feel free to skip around. Right, so let's start off with the specifications, which is at the back of this box. The impedance is 16 ohms, sensitivity is 110, and the frequency range is 20 to 20,000 hertz. Okay, so in terms of accessories, it comes in a pretty nice box like this. Okay, and inside you'll find the paperwork, drawstring pouch whereby you can put your IEMs inside, and ear tips. There are two types of ear tips. One is a double flange and one is a single flange, and it's some kind of flat head type of ear tip. I'm not a big fan of the flat head ear tips. Double flange is fine, but I'm not used to that, so I'm now using my own ear tips. And for cable, I'm a big fan of this cable. Reason being is terminated with USB-C, right? So it's not your typical 3.5 termination. This is a USB-C, which means you can plug it into your iPad, your laptop, your Android phone, and yeah, you can use this IEM without any 3.5 headphone jacks. Okay, that's a big plus for me. And also it comes with a microphone, a built-in microphone, and play pause button, and call, receive, and hang up button here, and the volume as well. So pretty good. There's a microphone built in here, so you can use it for your conference, your online meetings, and all that stuff, and at the same time listening to your music. And also it's terminated with 2-pin, which means you can connect it to any IEM. It doesn't have to be the K1s. And that's a big plus point for me because I can interchange my IEMs. I can use whatever IEM I want with this cable, right? So I love this cable. Let's talk about the IEM itself. So IEM, in terms of the design and the build quality, build quality is actually pretty okay. I mean, it is actually a typical IEM shape, and it's made of resin. So yeah, pretty typical. But in terms of design, it's also pretty, it's normal. There's nothing special about the design of this. It's just that the faceplate is actually pretty nice, with the silver flakes inside and the branding. On the inside, it does have quite a bit of contours, and fits the inner ear, right? It's got this fin as well on the side, top side. Okay, and the 2-pin connectors are on the side here, and the nozzle is made of brass, and the filter is built into the nozzle. So in terms of design and build, it's actually a very typical IEM shape and design. Now let's talk about the seal, right? The fit and comfort and seal. So basically, based on this shape, it fits my ear pretty well, goes into my ears pretty well, stays in my ears as well. Doesn't give me any pain or any fatigue when I'm wearing this. So yeah, pretty good wear. I can wear this the entire day. Okay, and in terms of seal, it depends on my ear tips. The ear tips I'm using is actually the Final E, and yeah, it gives me a pretty good seal, maybe about 60% ambient cutoff. So yeah, it's pretty good in terms of seal. Okay, right, so let's now talk about the sound. And basically, for the technicalities of this IEM, is actually pretty good, right? It's a 1 dynamic driver and a 1 balanced armature. The soundstage is actually pretty wide to the sides, not much of a height, but there is a bit. Quite an intimate vocals. So vocals positioning is actually to the front, and the instruments are all laid out to the sides. And pretty good spacing as well. Size of the room, maybe a small, medium type of living room size. It's not a very big stage size kind of presentation to me. but it's pretty good. Yeah, well spaced out, and the overall imaging and the sound separation is also very good. I can identify where the instruments are. Vocals are well separated from the percussions, and the left and right channels are they are doing a very good job transferring the sonic from left to right. Okay, so yeah, pretty good soundstage, and sound separation. In terms of detail retrievals, it's also very good. Well, not the best, but it's very good. And overall, it does give me most of the nuances of the songs that I'm listening to, and the resolution as well. Well, resolution is okay. I mean, it's not the best, but it's actually pretty good. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 kind of thing. So pretty good resolution, and quite resolving IEM. Alright, now let's talk about the drivability of this IEM. So I've been using it with my iPhone, my Android phone, my DAP, and my iPad, and they're all pretty easy to drive. I'm listening to this at probably maybe about 50% volume or less, maybe less, about 40% volume, and I can get the full delivery of sound from these earphones. So no problem driving these earphones. Okay. Next is tone and timbre, right? For the tone and timbre for this is pretty natural sounding, quite balanced in terms of the note weight, not too heavy, not too light. So pretty balanced type of listening experience, and the sound signature for this is a slight V, close to a U kind of thing. Okay, so yeah, a pretty balanced type of tuning. Maybe not a very bass heavy type of IEM, but yeah, it's pretty balanced to neutral. Next will be sub bass. Sub bass for this is rolled off. Okay, and the sub bass is not really extended, so you won't get much rumble for this. It's definitely not for bass heads. But the thing is, this is not intrusive. So the rumble bass, the bass shelf is there, but it does not intrude into the mids and the treble. So it gives a very polite sub bass. As for the mid bass is impactful. So it does resonate to the mids and the treble, but it's got good slam and quite a hard impact. Okay, so yeah, pretty good mid bass, and the tone of it is pretty, well, I would say balanced as well. It's not too dry, it's not too thin or lean type of mid bass, but it's pretty fast, and not the fastest, but it's pretty fast, and it does give a pretty engaging impact. Now in terms of the mids, mids are actually pretty forward, thanks to the sub bass and the mid bass not being quite forward and intrusive, and there's a lot of energy and cleanliness that I hear from my instruments, and they sounds pretty good actually for mids. I like the mids on this. And especially for female vocals. Female vocals, they sound energetic, they've got good presence, good bite as well, and pretty engaging. Sometimes I can hear the sparkles of their voice in the tracks, and I enjoy listening to female vocals on this. But for male vocals, on the other hand, they sound a little bit shy, not much authority from the presence, and overall they are okay, but they don't sound as engaging as the female vocals. Now let's talk about treble. Treble is nice. I like the treble on this. It's got good gain, right? Good bite as well. It's very engaging and very energetic and bright treble. And the thing is, in terms of the brightness, and some people may find it harsh. Okay, for me, I love it. I like that engagement. I like, well, people call it banshee, but to me, it's not to that point of being a banshee. It is quite bitey and quite harsh at times, depending on the tracks that you're listening to. But yeah, most of the time it's actually pretty tolerable, and I can listen to my songs. But fatigue-wise, it depends individual to individual. And if you get fatigue, just pause and then give it a break and then come back to it again. The roll off for the treble is actually pretty natural and quite airy as well, not the most airiest. but it's pretty natural. My cymbal strikes, hi-hats, claps and taps of the drums, they sound very clean and very clear. With the help of the BAs, I think yeah, this is actually portraying the treble very cleanly and very naturally as well. So actually I like the treble on this IM, and for me this is what I'm being sold for. This is the treble. Okay, right, so that's the overall sound impression of this this K1. Let's conclude. For 40 bucks, would you buy this? I mean, actually it's pretty good for 40 bucks. I've compared, I've listened to the Q1s, and the Q1s they were a bit lackluster for me. Very dark treble, and the overall listening experience on that was actually quite lackluster. But this, compared to that, is on the opposite end, and they sound much better in terms of the treble, much more engagement, and sounds brighter as well, which is my cup of tea. So yeah, for 40 bucks, this is well worth buying, and it's suitable well for classical, actually, for jazz as well, female solos, female vocals basically, and yeah, anything that has got good instruments in them, like violins and cellos and guitars. So very clean sound for all these instruments. I wouldn't recommend this for techno or trance or EDM kind of genre of music, because it just doesn't have that bass shelf to support those kind of genre of music. So I mean, you still can listen to your EDM and trance, but it just won't sound as engaging. Alright, so that's my overall review for this EPZ K1. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So that's it for now. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.